Or no? Oh, no? Oh, that makes more sense. Noah. So it would be pronounced no. I got it. I don't even know why, like, the translation says Noah. I don't even know why I made it hard on myself. I don't know why I made it hard on myself. Indeed, we sent Noah to his people, saying to him, warn your people before a painful punishment comes to them. Noah proclaimed, O my people, I am truly sent to you with a clear warning. Worship Allah alone, fear him, and obey me. He will forgive your sins and delay your end until the appointed time. Indeed, when the time set by Allah comes, it cannot be delayed, if only you knew. He cried, my Lord, I have surely called my people day and night, but my calls only made them run farther away. And whenever I invite them to be forgiven by you, they press their fingers into their ears, cover themselves with their clothes, persist in denial, and act very arrogantly. Then I certainly called them openly. Then I surely preached to them publicly and privately, saying, seek your Lord's forgiveness, for he is truly most forgiving. He will shower you with abundant rain, supply you with wealth and children, and give you gardens as well as rivers. What is the matter with you that you are not in awe of the majesty of Allah, when he truly created you in stages of development? Stages of development? Where's my pen and paper? It says C 22:5 and 23, 12 to 14. We gonna do a little skipperoo. We're gonna see 22:5 real quick. What's 22? Al-Hajj, the Surah Al-Hajj. We're gonna jump to 22:5 and see what stages of development means. O humanity, if you are endowed with resurrection, then know that we did create you from dust, then from a sperm drop. What? Then developed you into a clinging clot, then a lump of flesh, fully formed or unformed, in order to demonstrate our power to you. Then we settle whatever embryo we will in the womb for an appointed term, then bring you forth as infants, so that you may reach your prime. Some of you may die young, while others are left to reach the most feeble stage of life, so that they may know nothing after having known much. And you see the earth lifeless, but as soon as we send down rain upon it, it begins to stir to life and swell, producing every type of pleasant plant. Google, hold please. There was no clear understanding of embryology until Carl Ernst von Baer in 1827. Those stages that were just in here 1400 years ago, science did not catch up until 1827. What you mean? What do you mean? It was talking about sperm drop, embryo, and everything. This is wild. This is wild. What you mean? Yo! Yo! What? I need a moment. Never in my life have I read anything about fetal stage development in an ancient book. Because the Bible talks about seed, but that's it. Like that is as deep as the Bible gets in regards to in regards to human life or creating human life. It doesn't go into sperm drop and embryo and fetal development. That's wild. Man, why didn't everybody know about this? Y'all been keeping secrets. Y'all been keeping secrets. What's this? That's legit. Where were we? I've done lost my place. Pseudo 71. That's wild. That's wild. That's why I also recommend. That's why I also recommend the clear Quran version because the notes are perfect. The notes will reference something like that's what I like most about it because I would have been like staring at this like what do they mean stages of because I figured that's what they meant but I still was in disbelief like you can't mean fetal stages of development 1400 years ago because I know for a fact just being a fan of science that wasn't even discovered in science 1400 years ago. But then it referenced the exact verse or the exact ayah where they were like no that's exactly what they meant and we're specific. We are specific. So there's no mistaking what we meant. That's wild. All right, continuing on to 71:15. Do you not see how Allah created 7 heavens, one above the other, placing the moon within them as a reflected light and the sun as a radiant lamp? Allah alone caused you to grow from the earth like a plant. Then he will return you to it and then simply bring you forth again. Mm. And Allah alone spread out the earth for you to walk along its spacious pathways. Eventually, Noah cried, "My Lord, they have certainly persisted in disobeying me and followed instead those elite whose abundant wealth and children only increase them in loss, and who have devised a tremendous plot, urging their followers, do not abandon your idols, especially Wad, Suwa, Yakuth, Nasud. Is that how you pronounce Nasr? Nasud? Or Nasud? Perfect. Those elite have already led many astray, so, O Lord, only allow the wrongdoers to stray farther away. So, because of their sins, they were drowned, then admitted into the fire, and they found none to help them against Allah. Imagine drowning, bruh. Imagine drowning. Imagine water filling your lungs. Imagine nothing's coming out except water. You're not breathing. The air, it's not getting there. You have that traumatic death, and then you're in fire. Oh my gosh. Imagine. Imagine. Imagine gasping for air that's not coming, and then you're burning the next moment. Imagine that. Imagine dying a traumatic death, and then you're on fire for eternity. Wow. So, because of their sins, they were drowned and admitted into fire, and they found none to help them against Allah. Noah had prayed, "My Lord, do not leave a single disbeliever on earth." Not Noah hyping Allah up. not, not Noah saying, "Get all of them. Don't leave a single one behind." No, what? Dang. Dang. So Noah was like, oh, okay, I tried to warn y'all. Y'all ain't listening to me? Take all of them out. Take them all out. Dang. Dang. That's cold-blooded. For if you spare any of them, they will certainly mislead your servants and give birth only to wicked sinners, staunch disbelievers. So he was saying, if you leave any one of them behind, all they're going to do is give birth to evil babies. Their baby's going to be exactly the same. My Lord, forgive me, my parents, and whoever enters my house in faith, and all believing men and women, and increase the wrongdoers only in destruction. Dang. Noah is cold-blooded. Peace be upon him. That was... all of the prophets books or prophet surahs are just piping hot tea. All of it, all the time. Dang. That was a good one. I missed the moon. What you mean? What you mean? How did I miss the moon? They said something about the moon? I know they said the orbit. Where was the moon? Oh, you're talking go to the moon. Go to the moon. What surah did y'all say it was? Oh, the moon reflects this. Oh! Wait, it straight up did say that, didn't it? Placing the moon within them as a reflected light, and the sun as a radiant lamp. No way. I straight up did just pass right by that. For those confused about what just happened, this book, the Quran, came out 1,400 years ago. 1,400 years ago. Whenever you're looking up astrology? No, astrology is the horoscopes. Astronomy. When you're looking into astronomical science, look up when they discovered that the moon was not its own light, but it in fact reflected the light of the sun. Look that up. Because that was not discovered 1,400 years ago. That came way after in the world of science. This book is spitting facts centuries before they ever came out. Well, I mean, they were already out. It's just people blew this off as a religious book, I guess. They just... Wild. That's wild. Regardless of where you are in faith, regardless of where you are, even if you are an atheist right now, you can't deny that's coolest. That is that's wild. That is cool. Even if you are not of faith, I would still read this book just out of fascination alone, because that's wild. What are y'all suggesting? What surah is next? Isra? Isra. What's that one about? 55. Oh, 55 is Rahman. We did that yesterday. Let me see. I kind of want to do another prophet story because those are juicy. Let me see. Of Omar Hisham. Beautiful voice of an angel. But it was like such a chill, it was like such a chill sound, like such a chill recitation. And so I was just vibing. I was just like, kind of swaying along, like just that was a good nighttime. It was like a good bedtime recitation. Like it would put you to sleep so purely. But I was reading along because it had the translation on screen, and his voice was chill, but then on screen it was saying how Mary had just given birth, and that was a hard birth. She was asking for death and everything. Like she went through it. She went through. Jesus put her through it. She went through it. Peace be upon her. She went through it, and so she finally gave birth. Was bringing the baby into town, and she basically says, "Show some respect. This is." This is your prophet, show some respect. And they said, how are we gonna have a conversation with an infant? And it said, they pointed, how are we gonna have a conversation with an infant? And Jesus, being an infant, a newborn infant, opened his mouth and was like, actually, you're gonna show me some respect. I'm a prophet. You don't need to be talking to my mama like that. Wild. Wild. The visual. So yeah, we read Mariam. Read Surah Al-Kahf. Is that the cave one? Let me tell y'all what happened last night. So I decided to listen to one of the recitations, any translation, just to see if I could like figure out what it means, even though I don't know the language. And we listened to, I think it was Al-Kahf, the cave, and we were listening to it. Keep in mind, I had not read this before. I had not heard it before. Nothing. And I was like, this sounds like a journey. I just see people on a journey. People traveling on a journey. And people in the comments were like, no way, this is the story of the cave. I was like, you lying. It was a whole moment. It was a whole moment. But that was legit. I highly recommend just trying that out. Because that's a whole vibe. Try listening to the recitations without translation. If you're not fluent in Arabic. If you're fluent in Arabic, you know what they're about. But try listening to the recitations without translation if you're new to Islam, or if you're not Muslim and you're like reading the Quran for the first time. Try listening to the recitations without translation and guessing, just based on what you're hearing, guessing what it's about. And then go back and read it and see if you're right. It's a whole vibe, I promise. Everybody's saying Yusuf. We read that last night. I cried 4 times. I've already read Yusuf. It's my favorite so far. His brothers were tripping. Loot. I've seen loot a lot. Is it loot or loot? Loot. Loot. Lut. Oh, was that Lot? Is that the story of Lot? Yo, that was one of the craziest stories in the Bible. Let's go to Lut. Let's go to Lut. Y'all know about, spoiler alert, y'all know about Lot and his daughters? Let's go to the story. Which surah is that? Which surah is Lut? Yes, we're going to Lut, but which surah is that?
I like it. Yep, it's mine. The prices blow my mind.
Faye's Apex. One of the founders of Faye's, who amassed over